So I want to talk about how the narcissists constantly are pocket watching, and they like to watch, you know, what you what you buy, what you spend. They like to observe all this stuff about you, right? And normal people can like notice, like what people have. Sorry, my music's a little loud. Um, Yeah, so I mean, like, they notice these things and they want to know, like, literally everything. Um, yeah, they will judge you for every little thing, but they have to know. It's like it's about their control. Personally, I don't give a fuck what anybody else does with their life. I don't care as long as they're not hurting anyone or abusing anyone. I don't care. They want to spend their money on, whatever cool, as long as, like I said, it's not harming anybody. Um, but they will, like, literally just watch everything, watch what you spend, how much, all that. Like, they pocket watch. And pocket watch is the ghetto, it's the hood term for, it's, if you're from the hood, then um, you eye and you, like, watch, what other people have, what they got, right? And I'm not interested in that. I just stay in my own lane. I don't care what so and so has. I'm not a keep up with the Joneses type of person because of probably my personality. I mean, somebody with my traits, autism and all that stuff, we don't care about social status or hierarchies. We're not as, like, caught up in that. We notice it, but it doesn't, like, um I don't think we think about it like neurotypical people do. I think we think about it differently. Um, Definitely. So yeah, I mean, I don't really care to know too much, but they have to, like, watch. They're very, like, keep up with the Joneses. They care so much about status. Like, social status for them, that's everything. And for somebody like me, like, I can live my truth. I can live authentically and do all these things that society basically would deem me, the crazy cat lady. Even though I don't even own any cats, that's what I would be classified as. Because according to society's rules and all this shit, I'm supposed to be conforming to a certain lifestyle that, women my age, a lot of them conform to. And I don't conform. I don't care. Like, I don't want any of that, conformity to these socially, acceptable things that women are supposed to be boxed into, a box and forced to do. I don't want it to do any of it. I want to, like, do my own thing. So yeah, outside of society's and everyone's, control, like, I just want to literally live authentically and do whatever I want whenever I want. Like, I mean, not as, like I said, as long as it's not hurting anybody, then it's fine. Um, but yeah, I mean, you guys, life is so short. It really is. Life is so short. Um, I found out not that long ago, actually, that a friend of mine that I spent quite a bit of time with in Miami, um, that she had passed away, um, and she was so young, just a little bit older than me, not that much, but I mean, just was a pharmacist, just an incredible person. And um, when she just had this, like, energy about her. She just was so, like, spontaneous and just so fun to be around, and just, you know, magnetic, and just her, just demeanor. She was so, just open-minded and so like not judgmental. I remember like, we would go out and like I just thinking about this just like makes me want to cry, but just way too young, way too, I mean, just had her whole life ahead of her, and she was, still in her 30s, and just like, I mean, it's just not right, like it's not fair that she had to go. And it's just like I just thinking about it, like I just really, I don't know, it just really hit me so hard because it's like just it just like reminds you that you have to try to live your life even if you don't feel like doing it sometimes or getting out of bed or whatever. Like you have to live your life as much as you can to the fullest, because you just never know. Like you could be gone tomorrow. Like you could be hit by a car tomorrow, and then that's it, that's the end. So yeah, she we had, we went out quite a bit, uh even like, just so many nights out in Miami, um so many amazing nights out with her, just going out to dinner and going out going out to the clubs. And yeah, I mean, um I remember like she yeah, she was just so fun. I mean, she had all these guys, approaching, coming by all the time, and uh and there, me and some of our other friends would just kind of be more like standoffish. She was just the life, the life of the party. And shit, this is like, I don't know, it's just like hard to think about. But yeah, she was just like, I don't know, like I said, we were friends, and she was just so like non-judgmental. Like the thing about Miami is it's so um it's like a city that's really glamorous, right? And when you go out, people try to like look their best and um just dress to the nines, and every night pretty much they every time they go out. And so it's kind of one of those kind of cities. And um sometimes when we would go out together, like um I would be like, not like, we go out to some nice, hotel rooftop or something, and I'd be like just kind of like dressed just more casual, like I'd wear like some shorts or something, and she would just look so nice, like, really nice dress, and really just put together. So I don't know, she just, I mean, and we'd look out for her as she um I try to protect her from, the guys coming around talking to her, trying to make sure, she was like safe, and like didn't go back without like a load. And like I don't know, you guys, like I can't believe it. Like, like I said, she had her whole life ahead of her. She was a pharmacist in Miami, just living her life, and just like, just, contributing to the world, just helping people, and, just like a beautiful person. And then, and then she's like just gone. Um, all I can say is rest in peace, Carrie. And I really hope that you, like, just, we're still living your life, your best life, like, every day in Miami. I really I hope so. Yeah. I don't know, this is like really hard, like just thinking about that, but just she's just too young. Just too young, just had her whole life ahead of her. And like I said, you just never know who's gonna go, you know, anytime. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. You don't know. Life is unpredictable like that. You could talk to somebody, you could be friends with them, and then um, you find out. I mean, um, yeah. So it's they said she's just like an amazing person, and just never like just never like judged anyone. Like she was just, I don't know. So I just like, yeah, I had to, like pay my condolences and everything, but it's all I can say is the world is a worse place without you. So yeah, guys, just live your life, and don't pay any mind to what other people think, and um because it's just so short, and you just really don't know. You can't predict everything. So uh and yeah, just really like sad, really heartbreaking news. um so yeah, just keep living, and just I've been wanting to go to Ultra Music Festival for forever now. Since I was like probably 21, 22, and I never went. And it comes to Miami every year. It didn't come the year like 2020 when we were like at the peak of COVID, I don't believe, or 2021. I think it came back in 2023. But I have been wanting to go to that festival um for a long time. And now it's time to finally go. I never went when I lived there in the city. The festival would come, and I would stay. I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't drive. around the city because it's crazy that time of year, when Ultra comes into town, into the city. People fly from all over the U.S. to come see the festival, and even other parts of the world, other countries, to see this festival in Miami. It's huge, and so the traffic, everything, is insane in the city when the festival hits, the whole weekend. Um, it's just insane. I mean, just gridlock traffic. I mean, just trying to go like even a mile could take you an hour. So, it's chaotic around that time, and I just never went because um, I just I don't know why. I just never took the leap and like actually went to that festival, and I wanted to. I just kind of thought like, oh well, maybe next year, and I kept putting it off. And so this year I'm finally going, for my birthday, so I'm excited, and I'm gonna take a shot for you, Carrie. I'm gonna take so many shots for you when I'm at the festival, and just pretend that you're there with me. Um, but yeah, it's um, around that time I would go out like um, with some friends. We would just go to like some clubs, like just on South Beach, just like go to see like individual artists like that were like after the festival. We'd go out and see like this person here at this club, or we go to this venue or this lounge and see another person. So we saw them like individually, um, like all the different, EDM artists. But now, like, it's just like the festival is like this huge thing. Like, it's insane. It's like a 3 day, back to back. I mean, and a lot of downtown is like shut down, and it's just like it's on the bayfront, so it's just like an incredible view. You get like all of downtown, the bay. So yeah, I mean, but it is, yeah, it's like, I mean, pure chaos. Like you barely can get through any of the crowds. So yeah, I finally going this year. Of all the years, it's like this year, 2026. But I made it, so put it off since I was, like I said, since I was like 21. I always wanted to go, and now here I am, um, in my early 30s, and I'm going. So yeah, I kind of feel like from now on, like I should make this a tradition. Like I make other things a tradition, like so most years, like for like Christmas and the holidays, and I'll make a video about this, like what to do when you have a narc family over the holidays and you don't talk to them and all that. So I like to go to, and I posted pictures a long time ago of these. I like to go to either NYC, or I like to go to Chicago. Prefer NYC. And go like ice skating on the rink at like Rockefeller Center in Manhattan. So I like to go ice skating on the rink. Or there's the one in Chicago where it's like it's a really huge rink. It's bigger than the one in NYC. And you can see like all of downtown, and they have like the big Christmas tree, kind of like at Rockefeller on the skating rink. And just go skating, like go ice skating. It's like a tradition, a cultural tradition that I made. And I think part of like dealing with just cutting off your narcissist family is creating your own, like, cultural traditions for yourself or your friends or whoever. Even if it's just for yourself, it's okay, that you celebrate every year. You try to be consistent with it, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. But also, uh, now I'm gonna add in. I'm gonna make a sincere effort. It might not be every year, to try to go to Ultra after this, and let's see how the first festival goes. Um, you know, I'm not 21 anymore, but I feel like I still have some energy, so to be there. So yeah. Um, but yeah, it's I want to try to make that like a tradition every year to go to Miami, go to Ultra, um, and see the festival for my birthday every year. I want to make that a cultural tradition. I want to make that tradition. Because I'm sure it's just, I don't foresee it ever stopping, the festival. Like, it's 26 years old now, the festival. So, yeah, but it's like about, like making your own cultural traditions and just doing that, and saying fuck your family, fuck them all. They are beneath you, they are well below you, and it's not in a narcissistic way. It's factual. It's factual. Your family is fucking irrelevant. Cutting off my mother, father, um, and siblings, all that. It wasn't hard. It's not hard. After you make peace with it, it's not hard. And I don't long for that. I don't long for those substitutes or replacements. No. I don't long for any of that. And I never will. I never will. Um, you gotta cut them off, and you gotta cut off any of the, feelings, the memories, all that. Like, they have to be completely irrelevant to you. And you can't have any, like, oh, what ifs, like longing for what it. No. No, what ifs was the fact that they were fucking narcissists and they did what they did to you, or they thought they could do what they did to you. No, if any of my family comes back around, dad, any of them, I see them for the sack of shit they are. Exactly. I see right through them. And they won't be able to pull anything on me. No bullying, nothing. Because if they try to come around and try to talk to me or ask me to reach out to them, like you guys, I have literally received cards in the past from my deadbeat, no, low life, pedophilic. Yeah, I'm going to call him pedophilic. Because when I was in my teens, I was like 15, 16, maybe 17. I stayed with him, yeah, for a little bit in the UK. He's from there and he lives in like Germany now. But I stayed with him for a bit in the UK and my family and stuff. And he was like trying to say, like basically say, oh, well, if you weren't my daughter, and just all these like disgusting things. Yeah, a pedophile. Yeah, pedo thoughts. So all those things, and the family still defended him over me, and defended a deadbeat over the one who's the actual victim of the deadbeat. So you know what? It doesn't make any sense. So you know what? They all gotta go. Thing is, when you cut off a narcissist in your family, like anybody who's literally associated with them, or takes their side and shit, like on his side of the family, like they all gotta go too. They all, literally all of them, gotta go into the trash with the trash, if you get what I'm saying. The trash goes into the trash bin, and then all the other trash gets thrown in the trash bin too. That's associated with him, the narc. So they all gotta go into the trash. The trash is all gonna go in the trash. So that's what I did. I threw them all in the trash. You know how the narcs, they like to they like to play this little game where they'll do symbolic things, right? And I've noted this is symbolism with narcs and sociopaths. They think they're superior, right? And I'm not saying this in a superior or narcissistic way. I'm saying they're literally trash and I threw them into the trash. You know how they like to treat us. So narcs will do this thing where, I don't know, what are those people doing over there in this parking lot, jump starting their car? I don't know. Just please go away. Like, they're just being like kind of strange. Anyway, so they will literally take a piece of paper or a cigarette butt or whatever, and symbolically, yeah, symbolism, they will literally take that, look at you and be like, this is you, this is how I feel about you, and then they will literally flick it on like and look down on it, or like, you know, crumple it up and like throw it or spit on it, and they're trying to say, that's you, that's how I feel about you. When it's funny how they do that and they try to treat everybody else like they're replaceable, disposable trash, when they're the fucking trash. And they're the predator, and they are the low life, and they are the pedo. They're all these things, but they have to project that outward onto you and make it seem like you're the trash when they're the trash. So it's just like, that's what they do. It's symbolic. And being predators, they're never going to admit accountability. They're never going to take accountability for anything. They're going to try to put all that onto you and turn you into what they are, which is trash, you know, which is a piece of shit. And that's really what they are. And they're going to try to make you out to be like, when you're not that, you're the good one. You're the normal one. They're not. Narcs aren't normal. And so they have to accuse everybody else of being not normal, because they're not normal. Nothing about a narc, a borderline, is normal. I'm sorry, but if you're going to sit around and have all these like demonic thoughts about everyone and plot and scheme, like, you're not fucking normal. You're not fucking normal. You don't fit into society. You need to get the fuck out of society and go into court. Isolate yourself from people. That's what they need to do, and they know this, but they don't give a fuck. They're just gonna constantly keep preying on people, duping people, getting one over, because they love it. They love it. So it's just like, it's just really sick. But that's like what they do, and they love it, and they love coming into these communities and listening to survivors who are healing or have healed, and mocking us, making fun of us, trying to infiltrate, trying to camouflage and blend in this community, to learn the jargon, learn the psychological jargon, so that they can spit out the jargon, like, you know, use these CPTSD terms and all these terminologies just to try to manipulate and hustle people. I mean, the level of game that they have, and it you know, well, it's not game, it's audacity, and it's audacity, that's it, and arrogance, and the fact they really think they can fool everybody. You can't fool everybody in this community, because there's people like myself that will see right through you immediately, because I have an intuition. I can just pick up on them pretty, like, almost immediately. So they have a predatory intuition. So their intuition is a predator's. So they can look at you and be like, oh, I see you had narc parents, didn't you? You had a narc family that didn't give a fuck about you, that treated you like shit, didn't they? And they abused you. So I'm going to come in and try to pretend to be everything that you want. I'm going to try to pretend to be your dream, whatever the fuck, and be, you know, your person and all this shit, and just, it's all bullshit. They're going to like, and they're going to literally play the long game and try to spend all this time and waste their own time trying to concoct and craft this, like, you know, persona that they think you want to see and hear. And it's like, so I just see right through all that fake ass shit. And I have to laugh at them. I mean, they like to laugh at us and laugh at our pain. I laugh at them. I laugh at their ridiculousness, because they're basically a clown, you know? They're basically a clown in a clown suit, and they like to try to clown other people, but they're the fucking clown. They literally they have clown energy. They have clown energy, you know, because everything's about them is fake, you know, and they talk, even their anger is fake. Like, when they talk and try to talk with conviction, they're not actually confident. And everything they say is like fake emotion, fake everything, fake this. And they don't even believe any of the things they say they believe in, because it's all like contradictory. Like, one minute they believe in this, the next they believe in the opposite. They can, you know, sort of be a chameleon. That's what they are, really, is a chameleon. They can blend in and be this one ideology, and then mask up and put another mask on for this other ideology, go play on that side, and then go run over and play on the opposite side, and then go play on that side. Oh, one day I'm a liberal, next day I'm a conservative. Like, they literally play both sides all the time, just like how they do in relationships and with people, how they play both sides. So one minute they pretend they're on your side, then they go and side with your abuser and go link up with them, and they're friends with them, the person that abused you and hurt you, and then they go, like, it's constant two-facedness with them. Two-faced. They're two-faced. And they're not authentic. They don't actually take a side. They don't actually have conviction with anything. They can think in black and white and split, like, you know, with CPTSD, like, we can sometimes do that too, have a tendency to do that, but theirs is like different. Their splitting is very like hardcore splitting, like it's hardcore like black and white with them. But ours is like not as like extreme as theirs is, and they split a lot, meaning like they can't, like when they're pissed off or at you, or you say something or you piss them off, like they in that moment, like they can't see anything like any other qualities about you. You're just all bad, you know, which is like, I think it's dumb. I mean, it's like basically childish of them. Like it's extremely immature. They can't see anything like an adult can see it. So it's basically like this really childish like outlook. Like they can't literally see like anything positive in the moment. Excuse me. I sneeze really loud. And that's another thing. I want to actually make another video. I got another idea. On narcissist transgressions. So a lot of them, they like to defy social norms and play the rebel, right? So they'll do all these inappropriate voyeuristic things just to get attention and just to be like, haha, I don't play by society's rules. I play by my rules. I do what I want. So they feel like they're so superior, they can go around and not play by society's rules and do all these boundary transgressions with people. So they will do inappropriate and say inappropriate shit, like, you know, flash their coochie or flash their, you know, penis or whatever the hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they just think it's hilarious. Like, because the way they see it is, I'm above social norms. You peasants, you're down there and you play by these rules of society, but I don't. That's what they're basically saying when they go around and they try to like look like a bum and they do all this. That's what a lot of the male narcs do that. I mean, some of the female narcs, I don't know, but the male narcs, I find a lot of them, they like to like look like a bum and shit, and like just go around and be like, I don't play by anybody's rules. I don't have to like conform to anybody's hygienic standards. You guys are beneath me because, you know what, I can go around like this and I'm still superior. That's literally how they think. And it's really like just super like nasty, but like that's literally their mindset. And the way they see it is they're just rebelling and defying everybody, and they're above everybody because you guys are just normal. You guys are just sheep, and you're like all beneath me, and I'm like the special one, and I can just go around and not, you know, have any hygiene or look like this and whatever. You know, they like to do voyeuristic things. Like they will you know, I'm gonna make a separate video about this probably, but they like to you know, like flash their just do this voyeuristic stuff. They love it. They love like scarring people visually and like doing these, you know, they'll like do a close-up or a screen, you know, just unwanted, you know, boundary violations, like sexual like boundary violations. They'll do that too, and like assume everybody wants to see it when they don't. But they like to flash their demonic, you know, D and their demonic P to the world. Their low vibrational P and their low vibrational D to the world. They like to flash that and think everybody wants it, and not everybody wants it. Everybody doesn't want it, but they try to force it on everybody else. They try to force it and be like, oh, I know you want it. I know you want me. And it's like, no, like we actually don't. So yeah, I mean, it's just really stank behavior, you know, really stank, and because they stank, but they're just really, yeah, they're so stank, and they just literally do that kind of stuff, you know, like I said, where they will think everybody wants it, right? Male narcissists, I've noticed sometimes they'll do things where they'll literally walk outside in like some sweatpants, and you'll see like the outline of their dick, like their penis through the sweatpants, because they just want, like, you know, everybody to get it's narcissistic supply for them. They look like a clown doing it, but like they will literally walk outside like with that outline, because they want like women to stare. They want like people to like look, and then it validates them and gives them a narc supply high. So, and the female narcissists, sometimes they'll do things like they won't wear any underwear, or they will like sit down like with no underwear on and like open their legs like for all to see, like with like shorts or a skirt, and it's just like, whew, like nobody wants to see that. And you know, just all this stuff where they'll like do shit like that. And it's just like to be like, haha, I don't have to play by society's rules. I can defy social norms and still be accepted and still, you know, be validated. That's it. And yeah, they will do all that shit because they're basically demons, but they, you know, they're very hyper, you know, voyeuristic, hypersexual, hyper voyeuristic, meaning they use their voyeurism to try to control other people around them and try to force all this unwanted shit on the people around them, so they have to like look, they're forced to look. It's all about like getting attention basically for them. It's all attention supply. They just want attention. That's it. And if you ignore their ass, if you just like, you know how they like to invalidate us and roll their eyes at us and be all super dramatic with their like sighs and all this in disapproval, like just ignore them. Like literally treat them like they're fucking irrelevant. Like look at them like you just literally stepped on something. Like look at them like you just stepped on a piece of dog shit in the park when you were walking. And they won't like that, but that's how you have to treat somebody who is doing that behavior and who is violating, who is committing boundary violations of your boundaries. Treat them like that. Like look at them and just like see right through them and just keep walking. Or they try to come up and talk, just pretend you don't hear them. Like I literally treat them like that, and I don't care. Like it's like I can do that because I'm really strong. But I can do that to where literally I just treat them like they don't exist. Like they just don't exist in my world. They don't. They could be around me, you know, screaming, yelling, trying to, you know, get me to communicate, and I'll just literally, like, I'll give them the, like, I call it the New York or Miami stare, which is like, you know, people in those cities, they're pretty tough, right? Or they're pretty, like, hard, you know, hardened people, like, because those cities are extremely difficult to survive in. Even for a short time, you have to be extremely strong to survive in those cities. It's not for the weak. Neither of those cities are for the weak. So when people there there's a lot of it's called like street language, street body language. So it's basically you use a lot of nonverbal cues when you're walking around in the streets, or you're out and about in the city, and you just give people these certain stares and signals that you would give somebody in a very high density, you know, high compact dense city where you're constantly walking around and surrounded by people. So it's like certain eye contact, you know, certain stares, where people just know, right? They can read. You learn how to read people really well, you know, in major cities, right? When you live in major cities. And it builds your nonverbal skills, your nonverbal communication, your, you know, general nonverbal communication. So yeah, I mean, it just a single look, and I could, you know, somebody can tell, like, yeah, back off or whatever, or I don't want to talk right now. Just these, it's amazing the social cues you learn in like I'm talking about a major city like NYC. If you live there even a couple months, you'll learn it. You'll learn it. You know, it doesn't take that long. You'll pick up on it, and adapt. You know. Those places, you have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable, or you won't survive. You know, you have to be able to just roll with the whatever, roll with anything, roll with the flow of, you know, roll with the punches. It's like, yeah, so it's just that kind of like, and this stare. Yeah, back to the stare, the Miami stare. It's like a blank stare where somebody will look at you like this with like no expression, like I'm doing now. I'm trying to do the stare as well as I can, and it's just blank. I know when somebody gives me that stare when I'm in either of those cities and I'm walking around, because I do travel there a lot. I haven't lived in either of those cities for a while, like almost like 4 or 5 years now. But I do visit there and travel there a lot. So whenever I'm there, I know how to, you know, change up and be appropriate for those cities. Just, you know, in terms of communication. Because I know they communicate very differently. So it's a stare. And like I said, the stare is literally this, like, it looks like this. It's like, completely blank, like they're looking right through you. And they give this stare. People give this stare to each other frequently in NYC and Miami and probably other East Coast cities when they're impatient with you and they want to get a point across really quickly, and they think and they're irritated with you. That's the stare they give you, and they're very direct with it. They're out, and I know when somebody gives me that stare that you know, the interaction, it's not, they want it to go fast and they want it to be over, right? That's the communication style on the East Coast. So they'll look at you like this, like I said, and it's just a very nonverbal kind of like expressive thing. And it's like just this blank looking right through you stare. So I learned that stare obviously when I lived in those places, those cities, and I learned how to use that stare as, you know, kind of a defensive stare. I haven't used it in a while because I've lived out west now for like 4 or 5 years, so I haven't gotten to practice it every day, because you have to, you know, actually live in those places and practice it every day and using it when you need to use it. But I'm not actually living in those places, so I'm not practicing it every day, so I haven't used it in a while. People don't use that kind of those kind of stares and body language out west. They don't use it in the Mountain West. They don't use it in the Midwest. They don't use this in the West Coast. No, it's an East Coast thing. So it's very, very particular to the East Coast, and that's where I learned it. So but yeah, it's a really good stare to have, and you know, it definitely will get a narc to back off, or they might try to even come closer and mess with you, you know. But that's the stare that I give them. I literally give them the NYC stare, the Miami stare. It's just basically, I said, it's a blank, it's a disinterested stare, and it's like I'm looking literally right through you right now. And I think it's great. I think it's great people know about this stare. I think people should try to practice it more often and not be afraid to just stare at somebody like that and implement that. You know, don't be afraid. I mean, depends where you are. Where I live now, and where I'm hopefully, well, I am like leaving soon. I don't like living in, I don't like the West. I'm not a fan. But when you live out here, you try to give somebody a stare like that, and they might understand it, but a lot of them will take it as very personally here. There's a lot of very thin-skinned people outside the Northeast, outside the East Coast. And they can be very thin-skinned, passive, you know, aggressive. So they will kind of take a stare like that as like a challenge, and they might get really angry and get in your face. But in the East Coast, people have very thick skin, so not a whole lot bothers them. It takes a whole lot to upset somebody, especially in a place like NYC or whatever city, like major city. It takes a lot to get to somebody in those kind of cities. So they don't take it personal, you know. They just go about their day and they let it go. Like, but other places in the country, like if you do something like that, they will take it very personal. They will get upset. They will probably get angry. They will try to fight you, all this stuff. But that doesn't happen back east, because people just understand, you know, they use these kind of signals all the time and they communicate that way. So yeah, it's a very distinct type of stare and communication, and it's not like the narcissist stare where they have these cold, dead, you know, predatory shark eyes, icy kind of eyes where they're just dead eyes, right? It's not that. You know, when they look at you with those eyes, they are looking at you with a predatory look, right? And piercing right through you. But you can give them this stare back that I'm giving you this tidbit now. And yes, it will probably piss them off. But yeah, just give them that stare. The blank, I see right through you stare. And it definitely will work. And I truly do believe that the sociopath, the narcissist in those cities where people are extremely resilient and tough and hardcore, like NYC, Philly, DC, Baltimore, all these major eastern cities, the narcs and sociopaths probably really have to try hard to step up their game. They have to be at like the top level of their game in those places, because people in those cities on the East Coast, they don't play around. They're not with passive aggressive bullshit. They're very direct, very assertive. So the predators out there, they really have to be like top notch, on top of their game, because people don't take bullshit in those places, right? Whereas in, you know, a predator, and I've ran into predators in all different areas of the country, you know, predators in like the Midwest and the West and these other kind of more not as intense places in the country, narc sociopaths don't have to be on top of their game, right? They might use more low-level tactics to manipulate because they're not pressured to be at the top of the top, right? In like those cities where there's a lot of pressure to be, the top of the top, right? They don't have the pressure in those slower paced, just kind of more backwards places in the Midwest, the backwater places in the South, those, kind of redneck, trashy areas where there's not a whole lot of going on, no ambition, no people aren't educated. Like they don't have to be, at the top of their, manipulation tactics and game to manipulate people in those places. It's easy for them. It's easy, but it's a lot harder for them to pull one over and get one over on somebody, say from NY or NJ, New Jersey, or those kind of places, because people there are literally socially trained to like spot bullshit and manipulation. So they're a lot more hardened and street smart. Whereas, people in other parts of the country, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. And they're more easily conned and scammed than, because in those kind of East Coast cities like Miami and all that, you're literally running into scams every day. Like you're getting approached in the streets, and that's what happens when I live there, almost on a daily basis by people trying to run some kind of game or scam. So you're constantly aware, you're on guard for it all the time. So if a narcissist, tries to run some kind of scam or do something to you, you're like already prepared basically. So you're aware, you maintain like awareness. So that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, whereas like, somebody in the Midwest or somebody in the West or just the West Coast, like they might not see it coming, and they're not going to have the level of knowledge, street smarts, and ability like say a New Yorker would to be able to pick up on the bullshit, So somebody from even California, they may not even be as quick-witted or as quick to like, pick up on even LA, like even those major cities out the West Coast, like they just, I don't know if they would be smart, like, quick enough, like a New Yorker or somebody to pick up on bullshit. Because they're like experts at that out there. Because there's just so many more scams. And also the huge international populations in Miami and NYC bringing scams and all this stuff in from all over the world. You got to constantly be on your feet, constantly aware of your environment, constantly vigilant. That somebody in, say, where I'm at now in Colorado, you don't have to be like up on your game, your social game, to pick up on that, because you're not constantly bombarded with that stuff. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna take off, you guys. I have like a long day tomorrow, so I hope you guys take it easy and have a good rest of the week.